G'day folks. There's plenty of people out there that have Penn spinning reels, and I've noticed with a few of the shows and that on YouTube is a few people are having problems with the rotor going backwards on itself on the roller bearing, and this one was doing it. So I pulled it all apart and was seeing why it was doing it, and I've figured out exactly why you get that rotor back play and how to fix it. This one's fine now, but before it would go back, it was probably only very minor, probably only about the length of that pen back each time the roller bearing engages. So what you have in the reel here is, there's the handle and everything there, and you've got the rotor and that there. In here you've got a section, so if you're looking down in it, say for instance it's like that, there's a section where all your pinion gear and all your bearings and all that go into it, and it's like it's grooved like that, and your roller bearing looks like this. So it goes and it's like that, and it has all your little rollers in here like that, and it can only turn one way, so it turns that way. And as you put your sleeve in there, is like that, this goes in there and it turns, and then it can't go back on these bearings because these have got little pins like that in each one. So to eliminate that back play, if you've got all this all clean and spotless, and all the roller bearing and everything all clean and spotless, when it goes down, say you've got your pinion gear like that, one bearing, you got a washer there, you got this roller next there, then you got another support bearing there, and then you got another little washer, and then that goes all the way through, and there's your thread for where your rotor slips on. So if you've got this, and that goes down in there and it seats, when you seat this in there, you have movement which causes the back play. So what you do is, what I'd found is, clean all in here, get every little bit of ounce of grease in that out, spray it with just normal inox, and put a coating around the center of your roller there as well, where that sits in there, and put your inox in there, and then just wipe it down. This here can nearly run dry, and it will work and lock better. But what happens is, in here it's not 100% tight, so you're getting that slight little bit of back play in there. So what I do is, I use a pretty heavy grease. This is just a premium heavy duty grease. So you just keep all that lightly coated with inox, and what you do is, so that's that there in alignment. All I do is I put, here's all the hexes like that there. I just get that heavy duty grease and just put a slight coating around it there, and in here just very slightly, and that stops that slight back play, and it gives this roller bearing time to grab before this casing moves with that little bit of slop. So you just put all that little bit of thick grease all around in there which is down in here. You got that casing that's looking down to that. And you got your roller bearing there. And that will eliminate that back play. You put all this back together, you've got another seal that goes here with 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. This is a side-on view. Then you got that other washer there. Then this just drops onto your rotor. And there's your roller bearing, your bail arm, like that. And then put your nut on there. And then you've got your sleeve where the drag sits, the spool sits on, and you've got your shims. So then you've got your spool all on there like that, your line, and you will not have that back play, but you don't want to put too much in there because you do not want that grease going into the roller bearing, because then it's gonna make it so these little arms in here and the rollers won't work, and it will slip and it will wind backwards and then lock, wind backwards and lock. So if you do that, you'll eliminate that back play. And that's for the Penn Spinfishers, the Fierce 3s, the Slammer 3s. Any questions, just write down in the comments. If you want me to go through and pull the reel apart to show you whether my drawing and my diagram's not good enough. And yeah, well, if you've got that problem, I'd say when the new Penn Slammer 4s come out, whether they're going to have the same design and all that, they'll probably have a ball bearing down here supporting the pinion gear, I reckon, with the new Slammer 4s. They'll have a new bearing there, I reckon. And that will just prolong the longevity of it. So I hope that helps, folks. Like and subscribe. Tell me in the comments what you think. I can pull the reel apart and do a diagram like that if you want me to. So if you've got that slight bit of back play, it's not your gears, it's not your roller, it's just how you've got it set up. That little bit of grease, tacky grease in that goes a long way, and it just creates the roller to set before that movement kicks in, so you don't have the back play. Cheers, everyone.